Good evening, and welcome to Step Up to the Plate. We are excited to bring you our spring play this spring, this fall. We'll get there soon enough. These actors have worked very hard on this show, so please enjoy their message, enjoy them and their characters. Take as many pictures as you like. Please silence your cell phones so they don't accidentally ring on you, but please feel free to take photos. And they will be in the lobby afterwards to meet and greet you, so look forward to that as well. This is our version of Step Up to the Plate.
Okay, 2 out. Bottom of the ninth. Base loaded. Team needs 3 to tie, 4 to win. Angela Cooper steps up to the plate. Pitcher throws the fastball. Cooper hits it foul! Aww, strikeout again. Jen, barge in, why don't you? The door was opened. You opened it when we barged in. I'm not. You can't hear because you're too busy talking to yourself. I'm practicing. Now, what do you want? Mom said to tell you practice is canceled. Real practice. So you can't. I understand I need all the practice you can get. Oh, really? Then how come I'm All-State? Because it's softball. Anybody can do that. Really? I don't see you All-State. You don't even play anymore. That's right, I got a life instead. Well, there's more to life than just talking about boys. Well, there is. If I could go play baseball, that would be so cool. You mean softball? No, I could play hardball, if they let me. In your dreams. Hey, where'd you get this sweater? Why did they cancel practice? It's not raining that hard. Not raining that hard? Go look out the window. Oh, and don't forget, you're gonna help me with my math homework, remember? Yeah. And Samantha too. I told her to come over now they both get practice. Yeah. This is really important, Anne. Just don't do this Yankee stuff when she's here. It's embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed. I am. Samantha's the coolest, most popular. She has the best hair, best clothes, best everything. One word from her and I'm in. In what? Samantha, Beth, Elaine, Terry, Kennedy, they rule in my class. There's a big party next week that I might get invited to. So you just get her an A on this math assignment, okay? Whatever. Okay, full count, base loaded. You better step back, Jen. I'm gonna knock you out of the park. You're hopeless. Nice catch. Close the door. And thanks for asking to borrow my sweater. Okay, full count, base loaded. 2 strikes, 3 balls. Here's the pitch. Wow! Ball pile on left field line. Fair or foul? Going, gone! Grand slam! Angela Cooper is another grand slam! Yankees win the pennant! Yankees win the pennant! Good game! Great hit! What else can you do? What? Angela, you're a natural. Like me. You gonna go pro? Who are you? What are you doing here? I'm Paige Dickinson. You don't know me? I'm one of the most famous female athletes of all time. I set records in the 30s. Olympic medals, national champion. 30s, like the 1930s. What are you doing here? I heard you calling that game, hitting a grand slam for the New York Yankees. The big dreamers always catch my attention. You've got talent and spunk, and I want to make sure you get a little encouragement too. Encouragement, like the kind my sister gives me? What else you got? Basketball under the bed? Soccer too? Golf clubs in the closet? Nobody can play that many sports and be good at them. I did play ball, and I was great at everyone. Real humble about your accomplishments, aren't you?
You're not the first to notice. But hey, I worked hard and I was good. Lyman's words. This season, where's your basketball?
Forget the basketball, I don't play anymore.
Why not?
I tried out for the team, but I was cut.
So was I. That didn't stop me.
When you're cut, you can't play.
Unless you get better. I have to coach the boys team to teach me how to pivot, shoot free throws, get some air in this, and start practicing. Practice makes perfect. Practice is how I made the team my junior year.
And then what? Form the bench.
Hardly. I was a high scorer. 99 points in high school.
One season?
One game. Got another glove? I'll pitch you some.
You were a pitcher?
I played a few positions. Here's a fastball I can crush Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio of the New York Yankees. The Yankees. Did you know Babe Ruth? Is that how you got your name?
No, everybody thought that. My mother called me babe when I was just a babe. A little baby. It just stuck. And I'm glad it did too. So my real name is Mildred. Let's keep that between you and me.
There's a list from Antietam.
Hi, Sarah.
Where did you come from?
Antietam.
I mean, who are
This is Sarah Emma Edmonds, Civil War soldier. Maybe I should introduce you as Sarah. You had so many disguises. Who are you right now?
It's about Antietam. I'm Frank Thompson, working as a nurse. The outcome of this battle will affect the Emancipation Proclamation, the freeing of slaves.
you? Frank Thompson?
Sorry, another time. I have to go check on the wounded.
She's Frank Thompson. I don't get it.
Women weren't allowed to serve as soldiers in the Civil War. That didn't stop Sarah. She took the disguise of a man and enlisted as Frank Thompson.
So she disguised herself as a man, and no one knew?
More than 400 women served in the Civil War disguised as men.
400?
Sarah was an armed spy too, adopting a dozen different disguises. Angela, are you gonna play statues or pitch the ball? Good one.
So you really were a pitcher for the Yankees? Major League? Pro Bowl?
I pitched in spring training.
I didn't think so.
Didn't think so what?
No woman has ever played for Major League. Believe me, I've checked it out. But I haven't checked you out. Spell your last name for me?
D-I-D-R-I-K-S-O-N. Look, there I am. That's me.
Wow, you really were famous. Hold on, let me print this. Says here you played basketball, baseball, golf, track, and field. Is there anything you didn't play?
Yeah. Dolls. I never play dolls.
I did some track and field back in 7th grade. Ran the 100-yard dash, beat 'em all, even the boys. Friends started calling me Lightning.
Oh, I haven't seen a storm like this since my trip to Damson.
Wait a minute. How are you people getting in here?
We pop up from time to time, and it goes with the territory.
What territory? I told you, the big dreamers.
That's right, Angela. Go for your dreams. I did. Pork plant. Can I use this?
What are you doing?
This plant needs larger pots, see? It's earthbound. It's one of the varieties I discovered in Mexico. It's one of my favorites. The Begonia Mexia.
Who are you?
I'm Yanis Mexia. I'm a botanist. Thought you knew me, since you have all my plants.
I didn't even know that they had a name.
Of course plants have names. How else can you expect a botanist to classify them? This one is one of the 500 species I discovered. It has my name. There. Don't mind cleaning up? I'm off to South America.
Dennis, watch where you're swinging that paddle. You know what you're doing with this thing.
This thing took me 3,000 miles up the Amazon. Thank you very much.
Down? Don't you mean down the Amazon?
Not down.
Oh, I didn't think so.
I went up. Everyone else had already gone from west east, but I was already east. In Brazil.
How'd you get there? With one of those tour groups?
Tour groups? No, when I go exploring, I travel alone.
I don't even like to go to the mall by myself. And hey, aren't there snakes in circles? Big ones like boa constrictors and pythons? That had to be creepy.
My biggest problem was mosquitoes. Too many hungry mosquitoes. Well, I'll take her. Don't forget to water your plant.
Watch out for snakes! What? This is my little sister Angie. She doesn't really talk to herself. She was just doing her homework out loud. Weren't you, Angie? No, these women, they're everywhere. One came sneaking in over there, and another over there, Angie. This is Samantha. We're gonna help us with our math homework. Remember?
That'd be great, thanks. Is this your room?
Yeah, why?
All this baseball stuff.
I'm practicing to play for New York. Angie!
You sure have a lot of sweatpants, t-shirts, and sweatshirts. Where are your real clothes? You know, your jeans and stuff.
These are my real clothes. I have other stuff too, but my sister steals it all the time, like that sweater. I borrowed it. Ah! Who are you? I'm Babe. Babe Richardson. Nice to meet you. Babe's a famous golfer.
Famous? Hi, I'm Samantha. I play golf.
You do?
Well, if you're going to be part of the country club set, which I am, don't you think it's just smart to know how to play golf?
Babe plays a lot more than just golf. Her bio is like her own sports channel. Let me see. Angie, what's going on? So, what's your golf score?
Oh, I don't know. It changes.
I see. Well, nothing wrong with enjoying sports for fun. Not everyone's a natural athlete like myself, or your sister here.
Oh, she is not my sister. She's Jennifer's.
Don't remind me.
Well then, Jennifer, are you as good in sports as your sister?
You mean as good as she wishes she was?
Have to wish you could before you can be good. It goes with the territory.
What territory?
The big dreamers.
Angie sure fits the in your dreams category. I told her that.
You're not making my job any easier. A little encouragement would help.
Hey, I could use some help with my golf swing.
Let me see it. Here. Show me what this.
On umbrella.
I won 82 tournaments in my career. I helped found the Ladies Professional Golf Association. Trust me, I can help her swing, even using an umbrella.
Tell them what else you've done, babe.
There's a lot to tell. How about the time I competed as a one-woman team in the National Track and Field Championship?
How can that be? A one-woman team?
My coach said I was the best, so he injured only me. He was right. I won 6 out of 8 tournaments.
This has to be a misprint. Think Babe's making it up? It says Babe died in 1956. So what is she doing here? I don't know. Maybe it's the storm. All this thunder and lightning, and my clothes acting weird. Next thing I know, these women are in and out of my room. You mean there are others?
How's this?
Way to keep the weight on your back leg. Now let your left shoulder start the downswing. Your grip should look like this.
How can you grip like that without breaking a nail?
Speaking of swing, it's time for me to head over to the 1956 World Series.
1956? Isn't that the year you died?
That's why I missed it. But they're playing every once in a while, and I want to be sure to catch it this time.
The 56 series? That's so famous. Don likes to pitch a perfect game. Didn't know they taped it? They did. Cut it up.
So, can we do this math homework now?
Sure, what's your assignment?
My assignment? You committed to an insane asylum. Did I do that?
Who is this? I don't know.
My card.
Nellie Bly, investigative reporter for an insane asylum?
The insane asylum is how I got my first job in New York City. I wanted to be a reporter, but no one would hire me.
Because you're insane.
Newspapers hired very few women reporters. Every paper I tried said no, but of course that didn't stop me. One day, an editor proposed that I fake insanity and write about an asylum from the inside, as a patient. He thought I'd say no, but I fooled him. I did it.
How? Knocked on the door and said, I'm insane, let me in!
I acted crazy at a boarding house. I got arrested and the judge committed me to Black Hills Insane Asylum. You mean, you went? It was the only way to investigate and report what really went on there. It was a human rat trap. Heavy bars on the windows like a jail. Supper, a piece of bread, spoiled butter, and 5 prunes. A bath, a bucket of cold water dumped on your head.
I would never go there. People didn't choose to go there.
She did, only to report the facts. Those facts became front-page news.
10 days in the madhouse.
You read it?
Says your story started a public investigation.
Changes were made, I'm glad to say.
And 2 names? What's with the 2 names? Nellie Bly and Elizabeth Cochran?
Cochran's my real name. Nellie Bly's my pen name. Women reporters usually have pen names.
Angie thinks she's a reporter. She wrote 1 article. Angie, you should take a pen name. That way people won't know you're my sister. Very funny.
I'm always glad to meet another reporter.
No, Jen's right. For once. It was only an article from our school paper called Chicken Little about the terrible food in our cafeteria.
Hey, I read that. It was actually really funny. Chicken Little, because the chicken's actually too scared to show up in any of the food. Is the food better now?
Food's the same. Nothing. We'll change in that department.
Keep at it. Change doesn't always happen on the first try. You might need to write 100 articles.
I could write 1,000. We'll never change the food in the cafeteria.
I shouldn't have bothered the first time. Don't let Elizabeth Cady stab me when you say that.
Uh-oh, is she coming here too?
If you keep up that kind of talk, she might. Are those your school papers?
Yeah, that's them.
I'd like to read them over. Hello, Sarah. Spy mission?
Yes, this is guys moving behind enemy lines and into the better camp. There, I have my hands on. Rebel backgrounds.
Good luck.
Who are you?
The camp cook, if anyone asks.
Somebody just snuck into your closet.
She's a Civil War soldier and spy.
This is more confusing than math.
Let's do that math. Stand up, show it to Angie.
I sure hope you know how to do this assignment, because if I fail this, then I fail math. And I won't be able to go to the party, because I'll be grounded for 1 whole week.
2 trains, different speeds. Oh, these are fun. 1 train leaves Boston traveling at 75 miles an hour. Another train leaves Washington, D.C. traveling at 60 miles an hour. Which train will be closer to D.C. when they meet?
I hate math.
So this is easy.
It is? Great. Tell us. Wait, that's different. Winnie? What did he say? Is he coming to the party? Wait. Oh, lost the signal.
Math? I had to use math all the time for my flights. The number of gallons in the gas tanks and the distance I needed to travel. Make a mistake and it might crash landing in a field.
Hi, Jackie. Jackie who?
Cochran.
Cochran. That's your last name. You 2 related?
No, but we do have a lot in common, including our last name. That's interesting, but we were talking about math.
We both love to travel.
And Jackie and I both set a few records in our day. That's nice. Now how about math?
More than a few records, I broke the sound meter twice in 1 day.
Twice?
The first time the equipment didn't record the data. I went back up an hour later and broke it again.
Hello? Math?
I did a report on the test pilot Chuck Yeager once.
Why didn't you do a report on Jackie?
Well, because Chuck Yeager's a famous pilot.
I'm a famous pilot too.
Let me check you out.
Could you please do that math calculation?
It isn't a calculation, Samantha. It's a concept. Think about it. Angie, just give us the answer. The answer is the same. The same as what? The same distance. Here's the train from Boston. Here's the train from D.C. They'll both get the same place when they meet, correct? Therefore, they'll both be the same distance away from D.C. Your math teacher has a sense of humor. I guess you 2 don't. It's a trick. No, it's a concept. Math isn't just numbers. It's concept too.
I don't get it. So what's the answer? Wait a second. So Matt's definitely going to the party. He said that? Wait, the signal.
That's the party when I told you, Angie. Stop kidding around with this math.
I'm not! I don't know. What are you wearing?
Samantha!
Angela, is this your hairbrush?
Sure is.
Sit.
Hey! What are you doing?
Fixing your hair. It sounds like you're going to a party.
No!
Don't worry, it'll look great. I was a beautician before I was a pilot. I've styled hair since I was 13. I even worked at Saks Fifth Avenue in New York.
Really?
How does a beautician become a pilot? I learned to fly because it was the fastest way to distribute my beauty products. I fell in love with flying, so I pursued both careers.
There's someone in there with pots and pans.
She's a Civil War, so I remember.
This party sounds like it's gonna be good. Who else is going? You know, the usual crowd. Like Jennifer, she's going, right? Oh, I don't know. Well, look at it this way. I'm doing the math for you. Yeah, but I still don't understand. All right, Alfie. Jennifer, what do you do with the party? I don't know if I can invite her without talking to the others first. I'm sure you have their number on speed dial. Angie, you're embarrassing me. The signal's too bad. I can't call from here. But hey, your hair is looking much better. Before, it was just all over the place.
You're next, Jennifer.
No, that's okay.
Come on, it would look great with a scarf. I'm sure there's one around here someplace. Samantha, you look great in my bob cut. We invented it at my hair salon. It goes under, like that.
Jackie, tell them about your cosmetics.
Cosmetics? You mean makeup? I know about makeup.
Have you heard of Jackie Cochran's Cosmetics? She invented an entire line, very famous in the 30s, especially flowing velvet.
What's that?
Skin moisturizer.
Moisturizer? I can live without it. You invented that?
My skin got so dry flying at high altitudes, I had to.
What else did you invent?
You've heard of Marilyn Monroe?
You invented Marilyn Monroe?
No. I invented the glossy lipstick Marilyn Monroe wore in the movie Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
I would want some lipstick. Let me see what's yours.
This bio says you flew with Chuck Yeager.
Yes, we were test pilots together.
I didn't know they let women be test pilots.
What do you mean, let women be test pilots? I earned it. I set more than 200 records in aviation. That's better than any pilot, male or female.
Does it mention Jackie's wasps?
Wasp? I got stung once. My lip was out to here. It was so embarrassing.
WASPs were pilots in World War II, Women Air Service Pilots. I started the program, and I trained all the pilots.
I didn't know they had female pilots in World War II.
You bet, more than 1,000 women served as WASPs. We ferried planes, tested aircraft, and trained pilots. Our work freed up men to fly the combat missions.
We never learned about that.
Angela, don't you have a scarf?
Somewhere in the chair, I think.
Oh, here's something.
It's not real. It's for my science project. I never have a real snake.
Oh, that cracks me up. Jackie thinks nothing of flying an airplane 45,000 feet and diving straight down, full throttle to break the sound barrier. Let her see a snake and look at her.
You two know each other.
Pretty well then. We all do. All? Who is all?
All the women who took the word impossible and broke it into.
What do you mean, broken into? Made it into 2 words. I'm possible. Do you have your heart set on something, but you think it's impossible?
Well, I do kind of dream about something.
No, kind of about it. She's dreaming. She wants to play in the major leagues. Women don't play in the majors. Never did, never will.
Is it so far-fetched for a girl to play baseball?
For the Yankees,
You mean as a cheerleader?
she thinks she's gonna be the pitcher.
I can see why Babe put a rush out on this. Has she been by?
Babe, she helped me with my golf swing.
Babe, she helped herself to my baseball glove. Don't worry, she'll bring it back. She has enough of her own. Well, I'm gonna go to catch. See ya.
Wow, it's really raining cats and dogs out there. I better get going. Annie, just write up the homework and give it to Jen. It's Angie. Angie. See you in class, Jen.
You don't have to write it up for Samantha. That's okay. It's probably not gonna be that great a party anyway. Actually, it probably is, but maybe another time.
So, it's like really pouring out there, and I just talked to my mom and she'll ground me if I drive home in this weather. So, I'm just gonna hang out here. Okay?
Are you sure we'll rent time here? party?
Nothing. I think that would be great, Samantha. We can download some music or something.
On your iPod.
You have an iPod? Man, I can't wait to get one. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Let's go eat something to eat. I'm starved.
Bring me back a piece of pizza! This isn't the first time I've been late because of weather. I had to wait 5 days for a go to Japan. When you're racing around the world, 5 days is a long time.
This is some kind of rain. It reminds me when the river bridge flooded when I was running the Amazon for 3 months. Angela, did you already plan?
It's been kind of busy in here.
Where's the snake? Jackie, I'm not screaming your head off about it.
It's not real. It's for my science project. I never have a real snake.
It's a perfect likeness to the emerald tree boa. Found in little parts of the Amazon. Even if it was real, it only eats birds and mammals. False alarm. Well, gotta
Leaving already?
go. I'm not one for chit-chat. I'd rather be exploring some remote region with nothing around me but plants. The further away from people I get, the happier I am.
I feel that way sometimes too. That's why I closed the door when I came in my room. How'd you know we had pizza? Somebody just snuck out your window with a paddle. Mom got a 2-point pizza special on Sunday, remember? Somebody just went out of your window with a paddle. Maybe they're gonna use the paddle to get out of the driveway.
That's why I'm standing right here. I just learned about driver's ed, you know, when it's like raining and you're driving and you fly across the water.
Hydroplaning.
Yeah, that's it. You can fly in cars now. What? Didn't you just say your car could turn into a plane?
No, I wish our cars could turn into planes.
There's no need to laugh. I happen to know very little about cars. In my time, there were no cars, or planes for that matter. How could you live without a car? You could go anywhere. Oh, I managed to get around. As a matter of fact, I went clear around the world and set her up for doing it.
Without a car? Without planes? How many years did that take?
Not years, days. 72 days, 6 hours, 11 minutes, and 14 seconds to be exact.
72 days was a record?
Certainly was. You know the book Around the World in 80 Days?
I think so. A movie too, wasn't it?
Well, in my day, it was a very popular book. The author, Jules Verne, made up a story about a man who raced around the world in only 80 days. I got to thinking, 80 days? I could go around the world faster than that. My editor liked the idea, said I couldn't go because I was a woman, and a woman would need like a dozen trunks. All that luggage would just slow me down. Imagine a dozen trunks. This was all I needed.
Around the world? What did you take, a comb?
2 traveling cups, 3 veils, a pair of slippers, toilet articles, an inkstand, pens and copy paper, pins, needles and thread, a dressing gown, a tennis blazer, a small flask, changes of underwear, and this jar of cold cream.
I carry more than that to school every day.
Where did you do it? How did you start? Where did I put your bio?
I started in New Jersey.
Wait, I want to follow this.
It took 6 days to reach England.
From England? It says you went through Egypt and Ceylon. Where's Ceylon?
It's now called Sri Lanka, then on to Singapore. I got the cutest little monkey there. He traveled with me the rest of the way. The trip from Singapore to Hong Kong was dreadful. A huge storm, a monsoon. I never thought we'd make it.
Didn't they worry about you back home?
I was able to keep in contact with them.
A cell phone.
What's a cell phone? I used transatlantic cables to send travel stories to my editor. Those stories became front page news. Readers followed along throughout my entire journey. While the last leg of my trip from San Francisco to New Jersey, people waited on the train platforms to root me on. When I arrived in Jersey City, cannons boomed and thousands cheered. I did it. I beat the 80 days.
It says they named clothes after you, games, toys, even a racehorse.
You were like American Idol.
Who?
My train experience was quite the opposite. No one cheered my arrival. In fact, I was thrown off the train because I refused to sit where I was told.
Train? I thought you were thrown off a bus.
Oh, you're thinking Rosa Parks. Everyone does. And you're correct. She refused to budge from her seat on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. But I'm talking about 1884. 71 years before Rosa Parks, there was me, Ida B. Wells.
I thought I was a history student, but you're another woman I've never heard of.
Look her up. Ida B. Wells. W-E-L-L-S.
I'll do it. Why were you thrown off the train?
I was traveling from Memphis, Tennessee to my teaching job in a neighboring town. I sat down in the lady's car, first class ticket in hand, and opened my book to read. The conductor came by to collect the tickets, but he refused to take mine.
Why did he do that?
He said he couldn't sit in that car. He demanded I move to the smoking car. That's where African Americans, in my day we were called colored, were expected to sit.
But you didn't move?
The conductor tried to drag me out of the seat, but when he caught hold of my arm, I fastened my teeth in the back of his hand. In other words, I bit him for good.
You did? Then what?
Then I braced my feet against the seat in the front and held onto the back. The conductor figured out he couldn't tackle me by himself and went forward to get two other men to help. 3 against 1. They succeeded in pushing me out of the coach and I tumbled down the steps.
They just left you in the middle of nowhere? End of story?
You might say that was the beginning of the story. I wrote it up in the newspaper.
Angela's a reporter too.
I wrote one article.
Like I said, keep at it. Energy rightly applied can accomplish anything. Well, I've got to go.
Nellie's right. You have to start somewhere. I started with a few newspaper articles and ended up with my own newspaper.
The free speech, right?
Yes, that's it.
What's this about lynching? I thought lynching was for cattle rustlers in the Wild West.
You see, this is why I turned my attention to lynching. It was happening in many places, especially the South. My dear friend was lynched. Lynching is murder.
Murder?
Who got murdered? What happened?
My friend, Tom Moss, and his 2 partners. They opened up a grocery store, but the white owner across the street didn't like the competition and organized an attack on the store. While defending themselves, Tom and his partners injured some of the attackers. Next thing you know, they were thrown in jail.
Well, they're just protecting themselves, weren't they?
They never got to explain that. There was no trial. Early the next morning, masked men raided the jail, hauled off Tom and his partners, and killed them, strung them up with rope, and lynched them. No judge, no jury, just cold-blooded murder.
How terrible.
Indeed, I decided I had to expose the truth. Traveling alone in the South, I talked to witnesses, read newspaper accounts, and studied photographs. I investigated over 700 lynchings. I reported the truth of these cases in the newspapers. I didn't back down.
I'll bet people are glad to hear the truth.
Some people did not want to hear it. Others didn't want the truth told and tried to stop me. They attacked my newspaper office, destroyed it, would have lynched me had I been there.
Wow, scary stuff.
Your bio says you set up an anti-lynching society?
I had to find a way to get the word out. I traveled across the country, and Great Britain too. I gave speeches, informed people. I couldn't save Tom Moss's life, but I did save others.
Who's this?
Frank Thompson, Civil War soldier and spy?
I think I'll just eat this last piece of pizza. Anybody mind?
Sarah, did anyone ever find out who you really were? That you were Sarah Emma Edmonds disguised as Frank Thompson?
I told my regiment trying to get back from the war, strapped to my veteran's pension.
Maybe I should try out for the major leagues in the disguise. But I don't want to. The whole point is I want to try it out myself. I'll feed them. But that'll never happen.
Here, take a copy of my book. It's called Soldier, Nurse, and Spy. Maybe it'll inspire you. They say I couldn't serve a country, but I found a way.
Oh, here she is, the most dangerous woman in America.
Uh-oh. Where? They're talking about me, dear. I'm Mother Jones. They call me the most dangerous woman in America.
You look like our grandmother. How could you be that dangerous?
I stirred things up. Tell people what was what. Made them pay attention to the conditions in factories and mines. You, sit here. When you were 10 years old, what did you do for work?
Work. You mean my allowance.
No, I mean work. But let me tell you about James Ashford. At 10 years old, he sat in a factory. 10 hours a day, carrying bundles of yarn, weighing 75 pounds. He earned $3 a week.
$3? What's that?
5 days a week,
Try 6.
6 days a week times 10 hours a day equals 60 hours a week. Divide 60 into $3. That's only a nickel an hour. You are good at math.
You never have a chance to learn math or sit around eating this. If you were Gussie Mayhew, Gussie packed stockings in a factory for 11 hours a day and only earned a few pennies for the entire day. And if you were Eddie Dunphy at 12 years old, you had sat in a tall stool all day having fed to another worker in a textile mill, sitting there all day long with dangerous machinery all around. Lose a finger or a hand, sitting there all day long, winter and summer, spring and fall. $3.
School's looking pretty good.
Kind of opens your eyes, doesn't it? You thank Mother Jones for opening people's eyes to those horrors, those children in factories. She got the word out.
Yes, the March of the Military. I took 100 children working in the factories, and we marched from Philadelphia to New York. I gave speeches along the way. Our group drew lots of attention to the crimes of child labor.
Makes my chores around the house look pretty easy.
Babe, she's on her way.
Babe, don't you have my glove?
What a World Series! A no-hitter! Sorry, I ran out of the glove. Want to practice?
No, I don't want to practice. I want to play.
Then play.
You don't understand. I don't want to play softball. I want to play for New York Yankees. I know, it's so funny.
I'm sorry, Andrew. We can't help but laugh. It's just when you try to picture it, it's pretty funny. Come on, Sam, let's go download some music on your new iPod.
It is a joke. And it drives me crazy to dream about something that I know will never happen. Only now, it's worse. All you amazing women come here and you've all done such amazing things. I could never be like any of you. Forget it!
Forget it? Can you imagine?
Out of my way.
We're going to have a nice cup of tea, and we're going to make a plan.
What plan? To run me over? Go! No more people in my room.
If we go, I'm afraid that will leave you nowhere.
Nowhere? I'll be in my room, thank you. Whoever you are.
Your plan is to spend the rest of your life in your room daydreaming? There's nothing wrong with daydreaming, mind you. We start with dreams, but then we must step up to the plate and set about the action of accomplishing our dreams. Nellie, what would you like in your tea?
One sugar, please, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth who?
Perhaps you've heard of my associate, Susan B. Anthony. We studied her. Well, your Susan and I worked together. I'm Elizabeth Katie Stanton. I wrote the speeches, and Susan did the public speaking. I was a bit feisty, we might say, a bit too outspoken and radical for the likes of historians. Sometimes they seem to have forgotten me in their history books. Angela, what would you like in your tea?
I don't want tea.
You're having tea. A cup of tea is the start to any plan. Now, you wish to play pro sports. Men's sports, is that correct? And you say the opportunity doesn't exist. It would take a revolution. Revolutions begin over tea.
I know, the Boston Tea Party and the Revolutionary War.
That wasn't the only tea party that launched a revolution. In July of 1848, at an afternoon tea, 5 women, I was the ringleader, planned the first women's rights convention. You've heard of the Declaration of Independence?
Of course, Thomas Jefferson.
He wrote, "All men are created equal,"
With all due respect to Mr. Jefferson, he left this out. I corrected that mistake. I wrote a document called the Declaration of Sentiments. In it, I stated, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. You see, at the time, women were not able to vote, attend university, serve on jury, or keep any of the money they earned. Wives were the properties of their husbands. Mother, milk and sugar.
Yes, please. Elizabeth is right. When you set out to accomplish something, you're bound to hit a few steep hills. I'm not saying you have to organize a march, but organize something. Take action. Action! Yes! Lots of action in pro sports. You'll love it.
I'm telling you, it's impossible.
Women playing in the major leagues? I agree. At this very moment in history, it does seem impossible. But why should that stop you?
Exactly, babe, your team.
When I started playing golf, there were so few professional opportunities for women. I had no choice but to create some. That's why I helped start the LPGA.
So you're telling me I should start my own professional women's baseball team?
Is that what you want to do?
No, they had a professional women's baseball team from 1943 to 1954. Those were good too, but it just isn't the same.
So you know about the Kalamazoo last season, the Rockford Peaches?
And the Grand Rapids Kids.
Do you believe those names? You can tell men started that league. Skirts for uniforms. Pitchers through underhand.
And the base paths were shorter. What was that about? I could run as far as a guy. Now you're talking. Sometimes I can see myself standing out there at Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park, or Shea Stadium. Sometimes I'm pitching. But it's impossible.
Angela, you keep going back to that word. Impossible.
You can't take a word like that too seriously.
Susan and I worked together for over 50 years. We heard impossible a million times. But we kept going, year after year. Ida, 2 sugars?
Thank you. Angela, you must keep going. I married, had 4 children, and thought, time to retire. But how could I ignore the injustice against my people? I had to keep going.
Warm cup of tea. My food was very cold and muddy, but I found very wide small.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Angela, your plans to move forward.
Yes, Angela's having trouble with the word impossible. She's under the assumption that it applies to her.
Well, they told me I never did anything.
They told me I'd never stand a chance against the owners of the mines and factories. But I kept going. Changes were made.
What a race. The Ben Dixon cross-country air race. We're right in the middle. I'm winning. Angela, what does that say? It's not real. It's for my science project. I'm still trying to catch my breath. I got so scared. I'm glad. You're glad I got scared. You're the only one of all you women who's sort of in any way normal. You're scared of something. I mean, look at all of you. Women's right to vote, marching with little children, anti-lynching society, Civil War hero, Olympic champion. I could never be like any of you. In fact, I don't even want to. I don't want to change the world. I just like sports. I just want to play ball.
That's exactly right. That's why we're having tea.
You are not making any sense. Look, I'm very grateful for all the wonderful and amazing things each and every single one of you women has done. But they're from another time, another place. There are women doing amazing things right now. That's why we come by, to encourage you to believe in yourself.
We can't do anymore. We're history, as they say. We've worked hard to show you the way. Don't close the door on our efforts. We're counting on you.
Counting on me? You've got to be kidding. I'm not really. You've done big things, not me. You have big ideas, not me. I don't even want to. I just have one small idea.
What's your idea?
Well, I've been thinking maybe that I would start my own team. Co-ed, after school. We would play hardball, but that wouldn't amount to much.
Angela, that is the revolution.
Excuse me?
For all of our accomplishments, whether you studied them in school or just learning about them for the first time, each of us began our journey because of the same revolution.
I don't get it.
It's the spark.
The choice.
The decision.
The seed of an idea.
That takes you somewhere in your heart.
You know that's your dream.
You say, this is something I want to do.
Can I do it?
Can I?
Can I?
A revolution begins the day you believe you can. The day you believe in yourself and what you can accomplish.
As a nurse, pilot, soldier, botanist.
Activist,
Journalist.
athlete. Go ahead. Start an after-school co-ed team.
You really think it's possible?
It's up to you.
I'd like to play second base. Or pitch. Know who'd be a great catcher? My sister! She doesn't play anymore, but she'd be great. You really want me on your team, huh? You. Catch that. I don't know which is worse. Eavesdropping or barging it?
We weren't eavesdropping, we were just listening.
I came back to apologize.
You did not.
No, I didn't.
But now that I'm here, I actually think maybe I'd like to. I mean, it is pretty amazing that all of you came from, well, everywhere to try and encourage my little sister. Maybe, I guess I could do my part. Angie, if you started an after-school team, I'd play on it. You mean you try out for it? I don't guarantee you get picked. You may be a little too rusty now.
No, Wendy, we'll talk about the party later. I know, there's just a lot going on here and I don't want to miss any of it. I'll talk to you later. Bye. What? This has kind of turned into a cool party, hasn't it?
Angela, you gonna get your team going for the next season?
I guess I can try.
Of course you can try.
How will you get started?
I'll talk to my softball coach, see if she'll coach it.
You can write an article for your school paper about your team.
Great idea. That'll get people to try out.
What would you do if your softball coach says no?
That's a crazy idea. You won't be able to do that.
That's impossible.
Then I'll break impossible into and think I'm possible. And I'll keep asking until I find someone who says yes.
I think you've got the idea.
Who'd like another cup of tea?
I will.
I'll have some.
I'll have some more.
A toast to Angela.
No. I'd like to make a toast to all of you. And could I have each of you sign your bios? Do I have them all? I still have a few more I need to print out. I'm going to put them together to a curse storybook. And whenever the word impossible comes up, I'll open up my curse storybook, make myself a nice cup of tea, and get back in the game. To you.
And now, top of the seventh inning, stepping up for the New York Yankees, number 11, Angela Cooper. Batter up.
Hope has done. I know one of my classmates thanked her last night, but I would really like to emphasize how much we go and appreciate what she has done. She has put together this amazing production, worked with all of us, worked around our crazy and intense schedules. And she really gave us all a shot, and she has donations in out there for our drama department. She's growing our music department, everything. She is trying so hard, and we are so grateful to have her. So can you please give a quick round of applause for her? None of this would be possible without the school's help and guidance and willingness to let all of us students put it together. I'd also like to thank my classmates for putting together and giving their time and effort in putting together such an amazing production. Coming to practice and memorizing the lines, it's such a hard thing to do, and I'm so proud of each and every single one of you. So thank you guys, this has really been memorable. But McKenna, Carly, and Kennedy, they are our seniors. Carly and Kennedy are our production, and McKenna is our actress. And you guys, I don't think you understand the imprint you have left on all of us. We could not have done this without McKenna's great acting and your amazing talkability. None of us would be ready back there without you guys. I can guarantee that. So can we please do a round of applause for our seniors for their final night.
Thank you all, and see you in the lobby.
Like this. No, there's gotta be a pause. Oh. Scoot over.